The city is flying and we're fighting an army of robots, and I have a bow and arrow. Nothing makes sense. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Guys, we're going to talk about offensive teams in 5v5, and I've already done a defensive video. I'll post that one out probably a couple hours before I post this one, but we're going to get both of them out pretty dang quickly. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, just a reminder, if you want to support this channel for free, all you've got to do is hit that thumbs up button or leave a comment in the comment area. We're trying to mount the algorithm. We've been doing a great job. We got to keep mounting though, guys. Mounting indefinitely. It's an important aspect of all of this. I've been sick lately, so if my voice degrades, we're just all going to have to deal with it over time. And that being said, let's jump in and just start talking about offensive teams, shall we? Whoa, why am I in the bottom? Whoa. Okay, I'll stop. All right, so we've got Commander Luke to start the day, because Commander Luke is probably the quintessential team on offense. Honestly, guys, he just is. He counters so much stuff. If you guys have seen me play this last season, he kills. He's the do-it-all guy. Like, he can counter some Galactic Legends if you need him to, or at least take a chunk out of them. He can counter basically everything else. Like Darth Revan teams? Maybe not. Maybe though, if you can stab through and kill that Basti Shan Fallen, not too tough. Honestly, it like takes out General Kenobi, takes out Star Killer. Not General Kenobi. I mean, if anyone wants to run a General Kenobi team, that's fine. Unless it's a General Kenobi lead Star Killer team, in which case he's probably still beats that team, frankly. But what I'm trying to say is, folks, like, he beats a lot of teams on offense. I don't like him on defense that much because he can be gamed. But remember, if he's on defense, or if you want to do the mirror, you need a fast Han Solo. You just want a fast Han Solo anyways, just so you can start getting a ton of turn meter going, because he takes his bonus turn, and then everyone starts their turn meter clock. And so if you make Han Solo pretty quick, then he can go, sometimes he can go faster than anyone else. So I have him at 300. I know that some people have been bragging lately that they have a faster Han, and all I have to say is, like, thank you for copying me. Thank you for demonstrating to me that you're listening. I appreciate that. So next up, we have Troopers. Troopers, I just recently had a Faction Essentials for Troopers. You guys can check that out. Just search Faction Essential Imperial Troopers. You should probably find it. Maybe search with my name on it. It's fairly recently, though, and it talks about how to clock the team. But you need to make sure you have Admiral Piet the fastest in general if you want to optimize. And then this is the best team so far. Now, Eden Versio, I know that people are saying that Eden is a cringe, but keep in mind, when I listened to the audiobook that had Eden Versio in it, that's how they pronounced it, was Eden, not Iden. So maybe I'm wrong, but keep in mind that's the only medium I've seen her in, was in the audiobook, not in the game. So probably I'm wrong, but have a little bit of patience with me. That being said, Eden Versio might change things up a little bit, but I think this core team is going to stay the same. At least that's the way CG has intended it, and you know that they change things as they will, based on what their intention is. So my guess is that at the end of the day, maybe this team stays exactly the same. Maybe Range Trooper sees his way out because he has a lot of really cool synergy with Eden, but otherwise, I think that this core team stays the same. It can punch up all the way to all sorts of teams. I'd like to see how it does against, like, Star Killer or something. It probably doesn't do that bad. I don't know. I just haven't experienced Star Killer that much. The Star Killer experience. Probably soon, though. I'm going to hopefully unlock him before week 1. If not, week 2 easily. Alright, next up, we have 2 iterations of Bounty Hunters, guys. I'm excited to explore what Dad Boba does, but before we get him in, we have 2 different versions. The Aura Singh version, and note that I keep increasing her relic level, because not only does it add to her survivability, which is kind of negligible, but it's still Still pretty decent. Well, it's better when you have Zam on the team, of course. Zam is the Omicron version. If you don't have Zam, you don't need Zam, because Zam's going to make a whole team faster. But Aura does an immense amount of damage at higher relic levels. The more relic levels you get, the more she can do, like 120k big hits. It's crazy how much damage she can do. Even at Relic 2, you guys have seen me pull off 120k actually. So really impressive stuff. And she can stun, which is nice. You need to put some potency on her if you want her to stun more consistently. But she can stun. Mandalorian, and so we've got the trio here, the Bounty Hunter trio right now. That's what it is Mando, Bosk, and Grief. You need all three of them in the same team. And then if Zam isn't going to be there with the Omicron, then don't put her on the squad, damn it. Like, don't... She's not good without her Omicron. So she's not good in Territory Wars. She's not good anywhere else. She is good with Omicron, of course, because she gives everyone, like, around 80 speed or something. But if not, then you can put like Boba with this team pretty easily. Boba, even Dengar, like any number of characters. Like even Fennec. Fennec isn't as great with Aura because Aura's lead requires number of actions taken to accumulate her pretty easy to achieve contract. But the thing about it is Fennec just hits like a damn truck, and that's why you have her on there, not for number of hits. Now with Bosk, it's a different story. Bosk, it's how many hits you do, how many instances of damage you do per character to the character that you're focusing on. And so you can have Bosk and Grief as long as Bosk taunts first. You need to have the right turn order always. Bosk taunts, then Grief goes, then Bosk again goes because of Frenzy, and then Grief in the meantime has probably dispelled the person who's pre-taunting if that's necessary, and then Bosk calls a mass assist, and Fennec can do 5 punches right in a row, and you can get your contract really damn fast. And if not, I mean, then you can have other characters go and stuff. Zam, of course, is good as well. And without Zam, you can add, I mean, this is where you add Dadbod Boba, potentially. And then maybe we can find another team for Zam to super boost that doesn't have all these other really great bounty hunters. I don't know, but we'll see. That's a work in progress. Next up, and this is a double, but I love this team on offense, the Mandalorian team, just because it kills all the other teams, a ton of the lower level teams. It just deletes them because he ignores stealth, it ignores taunt, and it ignores revive attempts. Really nice stuff, as long as you have them clocked the right way, which I think I will eventually make a Faction Essentials on this team as well, because this team is so good. So good on offense and on defense. You want a high relic on him. Lots and lots of offense. No crit damage. I keep reminding people that, and then people are like, dude, you keep saying that on your videos, and of course I've done it. And then a ton of other people are like, oh, dude, guilty as charged. I put crit damage on it. It's because his big hit doesn't care about crit damage. It's all true damage. And so no crit damage anywhere. Pure offense. Here, I'll give you a goal to beat me, because it is beatable. It's going to be a little tough for you, but you can beat it. 11, 728. You can do it. Get somewhere around there, and you'll be good to go. And get his speed up to somewhere good, too. Somewhere around 276. You can do it, guys. You just need a fast offense arrow. That's all. You got this. Narrator. He didn't think you had it. No, I kid. But seriously, not many of you can do that. Alright, moving right along, folks. We've got Mon Mothma on offense. I think that this team can be good on defense, but there are flaws, of course. So Kyle Katarn, get him to 280 speed, and obviously he's relicked now, but he's about to be farmable. You guys can do it. If you get him to 280 speed, he gets up to a 400 starting speed, which that math is accurate. I've had people dispute it, and I'm not going to get into the math of it. We have a video planned on that too, thanks to Lord Loso and a few other people. But you guys, this'll work. Get him 400 effective speed, and then if someone wants to attack you, they have to get lucky. If they want to avoid, so what happens is he'll go his turn. Pow will gain so much turn meter. He'll bridge to go the next turn. Then the question is, did either of those guys trigger the Hoth Rebel Scout Basic, which is a 40% chance to proc? If he lands the 40% chance to proc, 25 extra turn meter for everyone. If he does that, then on one of those, then Mothra will go, or Scout will go, or Biston, whatever your turn order is for them. and then you'll get into this turn meter loop where your opponent won't take a turn. I've seen Treya teams get deleted because of this, because Treya teams can't get a word in edgewise a lot of times, and they just get killed, over the course of a few minutes, or they just time out or something. It's ludicrous sounding, I realize. I do like this team better than the version with Kara, just because once Biston uses his frenzy move, which he does, is special, he makes sure that the turn meter gap is just, it always occurs, like, it makes it so that there is no gap in there. I realize that Cara Dune is really nice on this squad too, and she's missing out on that really awesome synergy with Kyle Katarn handing out potency up, but I do think that that's kind of what's... Biston is better, in my experience so far. Once I started using Biston here instead of Kara, things got a lot smoother. And there's a good incentive now for you guys to keep working on that Biston U-Wing, because that ship, that fleet, is still so relevant, guys. Saved my hindquarters a few times this season. Okay. Next, we have the Jedi Revan team. I realized that you can break this team into a million different pieces if you want. I even put Ezra up to Relic 5. I put out a video on Jedi the other day. You guys can check it out if you want. But this is the team that kills Supreme Leader Kylo. It kills all the different variants of General Grievous. It does a lot of work against a ton of different teams. This is a team I would use to take down a lot of different good teams as well. Like this is the team I would use if I was feeling desperate and needed to kill like a bunch of characters on a Rey squad or something. I mean, I wouldn't think that this team would beat Rey, but I do think that you'd have a chance of at least killing some of the side pieces or something like that. So this team still has legs. Jedi Revan, still probably one of the top 5 non-Galactic Legend characters in the game still, guys. I think he's better than Jedi Luke, frankly, as far as utility. I really do. Jedi Luke's great, but man, Jedi Revan, he just keeps giving, man. He's amazing. Bad Batch. If you guys have seen me take down Qui-Gon Jinn teams this last season, these guys killed all the Qui-Gon Jinn teams, every single variant. It's not even close. And now Qui-Gon Jinn got nerfed into nowhere, which I don't know. I'm trying not to gloat too hard at the people who applied that Omicron after CG told them that they were going to nerf it. I'm trying hard, guys. I'm not all the way succeeding, but this team is great. Remember that Omega is great. She does a lot of damage. She also makes sure that the whole rest of the team works the way it should, including having a pre-taunt on Wrecker. Right now I have a Relic 6 on Wrecker. I would love him to be Relic 8, frankly, because he gains so much from his Relic levels. He becomes this crazy, ridiculous tank. He also works really well with Jedi Master Kenobi. If you want to do something weird like that, it can work. It can work. Okay, General Grievous. You guys have seen me all season do crazy things, especially with my 2 alts. You can kill 2 Galactic Legends, not all of them, but you can kill Sith Eternal and you can kill Jedi Master Luke. This team also kills everything below it. I killed a Maul team with it. I killed Commander Luke team with it. Mon Mothma, every team. This is, I've told you guys that Commander Luke is Jack of all trades. General Grievous is a worse version of that. He's worse, but he's extremely versatile, and in some cases, he can punch up higher than Commander Luke can. Commander Luke can kill some Supreme Leader Kylo teams if he's lucky. Against General Grievous, or with General Grievous in place, General Grievous just does so much crazy work. It's a lot of fun. He can kill 2 Galactic Legends with even if the team is decent on the Galactic Legends part. So always keep him on offense, guys. Honestly, I love seeing him on defense because then people don't have him available for offense. It's wonderful. This team is one of my very favorite on offense, honestly. I don't foresee myself keeping it for defense anytime too soon. All right, Dash Rendar, I talked about it in my offense video, or my defense video. I think that this team will eventually transition into a offense team because there's going to be more counters made available. But keep in mind, if you make Dash Rendar really fast, he gives himself plus 20 speed as well from his kit, from his leadership. And so I have a 345 dash. And this isn't a super fast dash, at least not for my GP. And I could make him another 4 or 5 speed faster just by getting him 6 E mods. But that's not really the point. The idea is, if he can go first, he feeds so much turn meter and so much other stuff to the rest of the team. It goes crazy. This team really hits like a damn truck. Young Han Solo, always, because he is the Omicron. And remember, without an Omicron, this team is less awesome, but still pretty versatile. Even without the Omicron. But with the Omicron, Young Han is just assisting every single shot, and he's doing some crazy damage. Dash is doing a lot of damage. Vander Chewie is doing like 100k per big hit. It's crazy. This whole team just smashes on offense or defense. Make sure that you face teams that don't disallow revives, though. Alright, next up, we have the Qui-Gon team with Anakin. And remember, without an Omicron, this team does not exist. It's not good. It's not a team I own. But I'm throwing it in here because you guys need to... I need to acknowledge that this team exists. A lot of people are using it. I do think that on offense is the only option now. It's going to be so easy to game now on defense. It's not going to be worth it, guys. Not worth it one bit to put it on defense. I didn't think it was worth it anyways. People kept failing against it. That's fine. But especially if your team has bad batch, do not put this team on defense. If you do put it on, I mean, if they have CLS, CLS pounds this team so hard now. This team is not good unless you have it on offense. And then on offense, your goal is to not have Qui-Gon Jinn die, and then have the rest of the team like use all Galactic Republic Jedi, use Ki-Adi-Mundi to buff if you need to, and call it a day. I like this comp. I don't know. I'm not that anxious to get the Omicron, especially now that it's been nerfed, but this team, it can do some work on offense. It's not going to kill Galactic Legends anymore, but it'll punch up. It'll do okay. On offense, I like Geos just because on defense, there's such a liability. There are 1.5 billion teams that can beat it now, and this team can break down into some nice teams on offense, such as using the Brood Alpha as a pre-taunt. I know that sounds like a waste of a team, but if you need it, that's really strong. That's the best pre-taunt in the game. Really awesome stuff. And otherwise, your spy can go with other separatists. You can break it into cool, manageable pieces. You can use Sunfac as a pre-taunt if you have Watt, for example. This team can be good on offense. On defense, it really struggles these days, unless you put Brood Alpha with a team as a pre-taunt, in which case it's not really good because you can game the system a little bit. All right, Stormtrooper Han, this is just a construction team. You guys have seen me make them all season. I love making, give a good tank a pre-taunt via Watt, give Wampa some extra. I need to give him some relics is what I need to do. But give Wampa a little bit of love as well. With the offense tag, Droideka can sneak in and do a couple big hits. It's pretty fancy. Finally, we have Night Sisters, who I think that they're just necessary. CG's talking about nerfing it, but for now, using these guys with Supreme Leader Kylo to take down Lord Vader, really strong play. If you don't have Lord Vader to face, or you want to use a different comp, this team can take down a General Grievous team, or if you're too afraid for that, it can take down like a crew team, or it can just sit in your back pocket as a desperation team against like a Commander Luke team, against Jedi Training Rey. This team can punch way above its weight limit, with the caveat of it's also going to be a team that you have a high degree of failure on against a lot of the teams that they beat. So yeah, they're really good. They just they're not efficient, and sometimes they just lose for some reason. So that being said, folks, I'm gonna let you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Want to hear what your teams are. Thank you all for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails.